Hi.
Hi.
Christina.
Vera here that has something in her eye.
From
Soul's Enlightenment.
And Vera, do you want to tell them what we are talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about cleansing our auras.
Yeah.
And actually, which kind of led us to that was we had I keep wanting to say client. They're not clients. A viewer. A viewer had called or wrote in and wanted to know, or actually wanted me to watch the Kardashians one episode.
To get your take on it?
Yes, because it had to deal with curses.
Yeah.
And it was pretty interesting, I have to say. Yeah, so it was the episode with Scott. I forgot his last name, but he's married to Kourtney Kardashian, or not married, had children with Kourtney Kardashian. And he has had a really hard, he feels, life, even though he's wealthy and all that stuff. But he and Kourtney are no longer together. He has a drinking problem.
Oh.
Yeah, he just drinks and has affairs and all this stuff.
Oh.
So he feels that he has a Kardashian curse.
A curse.
Yes, that the men that date the Kardashians end up being cursed because of all the stuff that he's had to go through.
Right.
So he had called a medium, psychic medium, to come to his house, and it was some man, I don't even know who he is, and he was talking to him about spirituality, and he goes, you don't use tarot cards? And he goes, no, and he goes, I don't think you're the right psychic for me.
Really?
So the guy goes, okay, excused himself, and then he went to a tarot card reader, which is not saying anything bad about tarot card readers.
Of course, no.
Because most of them are legit. Sylvia started doing tarot cards first before she realized she didn't need them anymore.
Right.
You know, but it's also an aid to help you to focus.
Right,
you know?
right.
Okay. That said,
yeah.
this one told Scott kept talking to her, kept talking, telling her stuff. He goes, and I think I have a curse. And she looked at her card. She goes, oh, yes, you do. It's right here in the cards. And I'm like,
oh, my God.
Please, God.
Yeah.
So she said, you have a curse. And she goes, and the only way to get rid of it.
Oh, of course.
Is you have to buy a rooster.
A rooster.
A rooster. I don't know if you guys have seen this episode. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he's going to kill the rooster. I didn't know. You know, you see the old movies and they have the
what did he have to do with the rooster?
He had to buy the rooster. No one could touch the rooster but him. He had to put all of his curses in the rooster.
Okay.
And then they had to let it out in the field and leave. And that would leave the curse in the rooster.
Okay.
So then he would be fine.
Right.
Right.
Well, you know, it's really, obviously, we don't believe there's anything such thing as curses, but whatever people give their energy to and believe in,
then they put that credence there.
Right. But we don't have to give our energy to something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I have to tell you really quick, when I was a young girl, when I was a teenager, I was having some bad relationships. I kept getting into, they just turned bad. Right. And I thought I had a curse. I thought I was cursed when it came to relationships. But that's because I didn't know that my option line was relationships, and it was repeating patterns and lessons from past lives. So it can be explained away, the hardships and things we go through our spiritual philosophy.
Yeah.
But to think that there's a curse, that, you know, we have to spend all this money or buy a special thing that, you know, somebody's telling you have to go do it this way.
And he had to wear white. He had to completely wear white whenever he was letting the rooster go.
So, you know, it's kind of interesting, though, isn't it? He didn't want to hear what the first man had to say with the philosophy, but this person,
and
he believed in it.
Then he had to go take a bath. He had to take an herbal bath.
Okay.
To cleanse himself.
Right.
Which we're going to show you how you can cleanse yourself without water. I mean, with water is awesome.
Yeah. But
you can do it any time of the day, right? But, you know, as human beings, we do tend to remember the negative more than we do the positive. Yeah. You know, if you go to a party and 10 people tell you how gorgeous you look, how amazing your eyes are, and one one person says, "Oh, you cut your hair."
Right.
That's all you think about.
Exactly.
You know? So that's kind of like the basis for curses, right? You put, like you said, all of your energy in that negativity, so then it keeps coming.
Yeah, and it also puts people in a very submissive role. Not submissive, passive role. Right. Where they're not empowered. They don't have the power to change their life.
You do, yeah.
Because this curse
There was a lady in Tracy.
Or they don't have a rooster.
Yeah, there was a psychic, and she had candles.
Right, I heard about the candle thing.
And she was railroaded out of town by the police. But she was selling her candles for $1,000.
That's what I heard.
And she would get these poor farmers that believed, you know, in all of this stuff because the religion maybe talked about the devil and all that stuff. Well, yeah, and this one young lady had come to me that her dad, this woman took her dad for $10,000.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
So, you know, there are charlatans in every field, every walk of life.
Truly is.
Yeah, and there's, number one, no curses. But if you believe you have one, you can get rid of it. Yeah. Because it's your own negativity that you're believing in.
Exactly. It's our own belief system. And you know, we were just talking about how we've also heard people saying, oh, you've got these things on your aura and you got to pay me and I'm going to think about you for, you know, this week and this week and this week and this week to get rid of these things on your aura.
So let me spit on you 3 times and it's gone.
Yeah, but you got to pay him all the money.
Oh yeah, you have to pay me to spit on.
So for free, Vera and I are going to give you the tools to be able to cleanse your own aura. So we wanted to show you real quick so that you can do that yourself. And actually, it's a part of my daily routine that I do for my prayers every morning. It's a part of my prayer type of routine.
Right.
So
I wish I did it more. Because it really does help you open up.
And Angus was telling us, Angus on the other side, Vera, was telling us that to protect ourselves morning, day, and night, and that's a part of it. Whatever prayers or tools that you use to protect yourself from negativity, that just happens on a daily basis. Yeah. Things bother us and so forth. Exactly. So anyway, so to cleanse your aura, there are 3 pressure points. That first, you can use your thumbs, but if you have long nails, you can use a different finger, like your knuckles. But you put them right in your eye sockets, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to show you, but it's in your eye sockets. Right, you press in your eye sockets.
And it kind of hurts a little bit.
Yeah, but not too hard. You don't want to hurt yourself.
But that means it's working.
Yeah, so you want to take 3 deep breaths, and that would be for maybe 25 seconds altogether. So you're taking the 3 deep breaths. Yeah, so you do that. And then the second one is you take your fingers and there's a pressure point. You can kind of feel it. It's not sensitive, but it's up in here, kind of where the bones are right there. And you press kind of up. And again, 3 deep breaths for about 25 seconds altogether.
And that opens up your sinuses.
Yeah, it certainly does. I've noticed that. And then the last one, you don't want to press too hard on your temples. Yeah. But you want to press kind of in and kind of up. Back and up. Yeah. And you do the same thing for 25 seconds. And while I'm doing that, in my mind, I'm actually saying my tools for protection that I've personalized for what works for me. And Vera and I are going to talk more about those types of things more in the future. Yeah. But we wanted to give you what you can do. And while you're doing that, if you don't have specific tools or specific prayers, you can use visualization of how you want to feel throughout your day and see yourself happy and productive and things like that.
Because you really, don't have to necessarily have a prayer. Right. But you can just talk to God and ask like what you want and how you want your day to go or whatever.
Exactly. So we just wanted to share some of that with you.
And also the sage.
Yeah, you want to tell them?
You can get sage and you can use the feather and put it around you, to clear the negativity and cleanse your aura.
And some people use a white candle and they have their holy water. They do the sign of the cross. We all have different things that you can do.
So but whatever works for you.
And you can do it yourself.
Mm-hmm. So. Yes, and it's free.
Yeah. So we are going to share more very interesting spiritual information with you next week. So have a great week. Bye.
Bye.